This is video 3 of 4 on calculating areas. This time we're going to work with a triangle. Here are 3 variations of the area formula for a triangle. Here's one of them, here's the other, and here's the last. All of which mean exactly the same thing. To be honest, I kind of prefer this last formula, but all of them will get you the same result in the end. It's 1/2 times the base times the height. Which should make pretty good sense to everyone. We have a triangle. If this is the base and this is the height, the reason this 1/2, this division of 2, or this multiplication of 1/2, or this multiplication of 0.5, the reason they're there is essentially a triangle is half of a rectangle. Hence, it's the area formula for a rectangle cut in half. Let's look at different ways to measure bases and heights on a triangle. Remember, these always meet at a 90-degree angle, base and a height. Base is always the side of the figure. Height always measures perpendicular to it. Here's another way to measure base and height of a triangle. Third way to measure base and height of exactly the same triangle. You can also measure the base and the height outside of a triangle, and this one's a little trickier. So let's say I'm going to look at this as the base of the triangle. I could measure perpendicular from this point down outside of the triangle, and here would be the height of the triangle, and here would be the base, the side that it's actually measuring to. So lots of ways to measure bases and heights on triangles. Let's find the areas of some of these. So triangle A, we have our formulas base times height divided by 2. Here's the base, which is 5. Here's the height that measures perpendicular to it, which is 3. So we really have 5 times 3 divided by 2. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. And again, we're measuring in units squared because this is an area. So 7.5 squares that are 1 inch by 1 inch wide. All right, let's go on to the second triangle. So we have 90-degree angle, and the two measures that meet at that 90-degree angle always create the base and the height. So we'll call 24 the base. We'll call 7 the height. So we have the base times the height cut in half. So we have 24 times 7, and all of that's going to be divided by 2. And let's do a little, keep practicing some mental math here for you. 7 times 20 would be 140. 7 times 4 would be 28. So this would be 168 cut in half. And if we handle some mental math even further, we have the 16 divided by 2, which would give us 8. So this is really 160 divided by 2, which is 80. So this is in the tens place. And 8 divided by 2 gives us 4. So we have 84 inches squared. And lastly, going to the triangle where we have the base and the height on the outside. Oh, take note too on this last triangle. That value was completely irrelevant. It wasn't a base, wasn't a height, not needed to find the area of the triangle. So in the last triangle, we find the 90-degree angle right here. The two measures that meet there, this would be the height, because it's measuring perpendicular to this side, which would be the base. So we have the base times the height divided by 2, which would mean 10 times 6 all over 2. 10 times 6 is 60. 60 divided by 2 gives us 30 feet squared. Lots of ways to handle too that 10 times 6 divided by 2. If you wanted to, you could divide the first couple of values. So 10 divided by 2 would be 5. So 5 times 6 would give us 30. Another version of the question, you could do 6 divided by, oops, that's a 2 down there. 6 divided by 2 would give you a 3. 3 times this 10 would also give you 30. Lots of ways to handle the math, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Or a calculator is always a great option too.